Hello, everyone. Hi there. It is Denise from Loving Life at 60ish, and I am here today with a completely different video. And I have a terrible cold. So bear with me. I've got my water if I start coughing, and I don't have tissues, but they're close by if I need them. So today I'm going to show you something I've been working on since last year. And actually, I'm going to get this. Oh, nope, I'm not. I was going to get the one that I started last year, and I haven't worked on it. I thought it was right here, but I guess it's not. Anyway, we're going to fast forward. This is going to be a little bit of a conversation first. Last April, so a year ago now, I went to Universal Studios with my daughter and my grandson. It was a very quick trip, 2 days of travel time and 2 days of being there in Florida. And the circumstances were they were going to go down there and be with my son-in-law because he was doing a training down there, but his training got canceled. So my daughter had already promised my grandson to go to Universal Studios for a day. So I offered to go with them. And even more of a backstory, I was not 60 yet, but I was very out of shape and not real healthy. And that makes me laugh because today I'm not real healthy either, but it's because of whatever I've got here. So we went to Universal Studios for the day, and first of all, the airport was a disaster for us, which I know people hear that all the time now, but I was so sore when we finally got to the hotel. And then we got up the next morning and went to Universal Studios. And of course, we went everywhere in Universal Studios. And I was very uncomfortable. My feet hurt, my knees hurt, my hips hurt, my back hurt. I had Charlie horses during the night, which is common for me anyway. But they were much worse. I had blisters. I was a mess. And so on the way home, the airport was a disaster again. And so I kind of in my head did this thing that I knew that we were going to Disney in November of that year. So I decided I was going to get moving and get going so that it wouldn't be a repeat of what happened for those 2 days in Florida. So I developed this thing in my head called Couch to Disney, kind of a play off from Couch to 5K. Only knowing that I needed to start really, really small, and build up. So I started with chair yoga, and every day in 100 days, I missed 3 days, which is pretty good for me because I don't stick to things really well. And then I also started walking. I started with 10 minutes a day up and down my road, and I just kept expanding that. I lost some weight. I lost 26 pounds, and I was feeling pretty good about going to Disney in November. We went for 8 days. It wasn't bad. I felt pretty good. I still, I was sore and everything, but we had some rest days and everything. But the big thing was I also was sick the whole time I was there. And I tested negative for COVID. I took 3 tests while I was there. All 3 of them were negative. But I knew that I just didn't feel good. I had, cold, respiratory, just like what I've got now. And so the day I got home, I tested again. And sure enough, I had COVID. So I'm not sure how long I was in Disney with COVID. But I was pretty proud of myself, not for the COVID thing. I felt terrible about that I could have given it to anybody. But I did wear a mask the whole time and all that stuff. So don't come at me, I guess. But I felt good about how well I had done. So fast forward to now, and knowing that I was going to Disney in April with a woman who is very physically fit, I believe. She walks a lot and everything. So I started Couch to Disney again back in March. And as some of you know, in March, February and March, things started to fall apart. We lost my mother-in-law. We lost our little kitty. My brother got sick. My mother had medical issues that I had to fly to Georgia. So there was a lot going on. And so I haven't kept up with it really well, but I wanted to show you my Couch to Disney notebook. And I'm just going to show you up through March for now. And then I'll come back. So I'll do this in a few parts. And as you might guess, some of them are not done yet. I'm trying to see if I could get that a little closer. I fear, yeah, that's too close, isn't it, guys? Okay, well, we'll stick with that. I think you can see it all right. So obviously I started out, I'm going to put a title page, a date page here. And I am gluing pages together in this book because what I discovered is the shadow of my markers was pretty intense on this paper. It was a cheap notebook. I got it at Staples. It's dotted. You can probably see that. So, Couch to Disney. There's Mickey on the couch, and there's Mickey and Minnie headed to Disney. And I'm gonna tell you my process for this, and in one of the videos I will do a little bit, not today, but in another one of the videos about this, because this is an ongoing project. I will tell you it has been extremely time consuming, and I would not do it this way again. But I am having fun with it, and I will continue with it for now. I am not an artist in this sense. I am an artist in other ways, but not in drawing. And so I'm going to see if I can find those actual pictures. I don't know if they're here or not. I'm ready for a nap, guys. I'm guessing that that's what's going to come after this video. All right. Well, I don't see that particular one here. So what I do, I'll just show you one, a different one, is, okay, here's Mickey and Pluto on a plane. So I take this, and I take this transfer paper. It's called graphic transfer paper. Graphic transfer, wax free. I don't know if that matters or not. And I got it on Amazon. And I cut it up. So this one you can see has a lot of, I've already used it a lot, so I'll be throwing this one away. But I take the page. You guys have all done this before on something, right? I put this down, and this is washi tape. I've got so much washi tape, you guys, that it's coming out my ears, honestly. There's so much. So I just use it for this because it's easy to pull up and it doesn't tear the paper or anything. And then I put Mickey down on here. And I have this, it's an old one, a stylus, and I use the ball end of it, and I just start tracing it. I'm not going to do it here because I don't want it on this page. And obviously, I'll show you a page where I've already done it, and I haven't colored yet. Maybe. Oh, well, here he is. Now that I forgot that I had that there. I thought I had one that I had added. Yeah, here we go. So, can you see this? I'm just getting up and down, but this one I traced. It's all of them. And it's my walking page, so it's my steps tracker page for the month of April. April, yes. So I haven't worked on that yet. But then after it's traced, I then take a marker. This is Faber-Castell. It's a medium point, a 0.7. But I also use other ones too. Sometimes I use one of my trusty old Zig writers. Anything that's black and fairly thin, not too thin. And I go ahead and I trace it. And then I use the eraser and I erase any of the leftover transfer lines on it. So that's the process. And like I said, I'll do a process video at some point because I'm going to keep this going on all year. I'm going to Disney in April and then, the end of this month. And then I'm going to possibly go to Universal Studios with my daughter and grandson again towards the end of the year. So I'm going to change it from Couch to Disney to Couch to Hogwarts. And I'll just keep at it. And even if we don't end up going, I'm just going to be healthier. So that's a good thing. So here's my Couch to Disney page, and I don't know if you can tell on here, if you can see, but I use this thing called a Winka Stella, and it's actually my Stamping Up friends use it on their, I guess I don't have it here, use it on their cards, and it makes it a little glittery. So I decided, I love my Winka Stella, and so I decided to use the clear one on some of the outfits and stuff. So it gives it a little bit of shine. Yeah, I don't have it with me. So there's my Couch to Disney title page. And here's my Couch to Disney countdown page. And obviously that is Up from the movie Up in their house. And this countdown is not correct, but I will be updating that soon. And then I went and did this. So this is Walking Through Disney. And what I did last year was I went online and got what the average mileage for each park was. And then also what my plan was going to be. And I went ahead and used the same thing this year. So this was from wdwtravels.com. And they said the average miles walked in the parks, Magic Kingdom is 5 miles, Hollywood Studios 3 to 4 miles, Epcot 4 to 5 miles, and Animal Kingdom 5 to 6 miles. And then I wrote down what my steps were for our trip back in November. And by the day we left for the airport to the day we got home, I walked approximately 41 miles. And I'm telling you that I went from walking, I have a very sedentary job. I sew for a living. I went from about 2,500 steps on my Fitbit a day to the biggest day there was Animal Kingdom, which is interesting because it does say you tend to walk more. 17,631 steps that day. So I did pretty good for one, not feeling well, and for two, still being out of shape. The loss of the 26 pounds was a big difference for me. And I just feel like I will just feel better the more I lose, to a certain point, of course. And then my plan was, how am I going to do this walking through Disney? And poor Donald, he needed the plan too, as you can see. I found 3 images of Donald online, printed them off, and then traced them on here. And he's got some Wink Stella glitter on him. How? Have a plan. That's the biggest thing, is I just needed to have a plan. Be able to walk 4 to 5 miles comfortably. Make 2 days a week longer walk days to build endurance. So maybe, a 60-minute walk as opposed to a 30-minute walk. Work your way up to 15,000 to 20,000 steps a day, which in November I did not get that far. By the time we left, I was walking about 10,000 steps a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. I was gardening a lot, so I was getting a little bit more. But I didn't get that far. And I definitely haven't gotten that far this year. Listen to Disney songs. Wear the shoes you will wear in the parks when you go for your walks. That is so important. Try to increase step counts 500 to 1,000 steps every 1 to 2 weeks, up to the 15,000 to 20,000 steps. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And then my weight loss goal. So the hearts represent a pound. And I just color them in when I lose weight. I have not lost much since last November, but I have not gained either. And I feel like that's a good thing. So we have Donald and Daisy over here eating a lollipop. And Mickey and Minnie over here. I think Mickey just gave her some flowers. Now, what I did discover is I am not good at faces, whether I trace them or not. So my princess faces are not great. And one thing I would do different is I would not do princesses probably because of that. Cinderella didn't ask for a prince. All she wanted was a night out and shoes and a dress. And this was the start of February 2023. And you'll see from here that I kind of faded. I did do my parts. I ended up with COVID, and my 60th birthday happened, and I lost my mother-in-law. We lost our kitty. I have all kinds of reasons why I didn't do very well. So, but as you can see, it says buy plane tickets for Georgia. I needed to go down and see my mom because she was having some medical issues, and then talk with Linda and Melissa about our April Disney trip. We have Gus and, oh, I forgot his name. I'll think of it when I pass here. And the fairy godmother. This, in theory, was going to be what I ate in a day, because I have my Weight Watchers app that I put that in, but I felt like it's good to write it down, because then I can go back and look and go, oh yeah, that was a really good week and that's what I ate. I think I'm going to go back to that for a bit. There's Mickey with a cake. And that was it. That was the last week in February, because that's when I started doing this. And then we're headed into March, and March is pretty much done. There are some things. that haven't happened. And as you know, I ended up taking a detour to Georgia, and so there was a lot of packing and stuff going on. So I'm into April. I'm finishing up March. I'm into April. I will say I did March. I had more of the eating plan things, and I just didn't do them. And I only had 2 weeks in here. But it's a learning experience for me, and it will tell me what is important for me to have written down and what isn't. So when I come back from Disney, it'll be a fresh new start, and I will start with May and work towards Couch to Hogwarts. But anyway, so that's up until March, and I will show you next time. I will show you March's and possibly April's too at the same time. But I'm so glad that you were here. Again, as I like to mention, it's so important to sprinkle a little joy in someone's life. So, you know, call someone up or send them a postcard, or, you know, smile at someone. Do something to give someone a little feeling of good. And I hope you have a lovely day, and I will be back soon. And thank you for going along with me on this Couch to Disney journey. And I hope you liked it, and I hope you want to see more videos about it and how my process with it. Okay, guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.